So tell me, have you been a victim of that lie? I can raise my children all by myself. I don't need their father. I don't need a man. I got this. I can do it by myself. It's all a lie. I was once there, but it was a place of ignorance for me. I just really didn't know any better. I had my first son when I was 18 years old. And when my son turned 5, not long after, his father went away. And in my mind, in my heart, I felt like, okay, it's all good. Like, yeah, it hurts that he's gone. And my son is not going to have his father around. But I really felt like I could do it by myself. I felt like, I got a decent job and, I can provide everything he needs. But that was only the financial side of it. It wasn't me thinking about the whole child or thinking about what a father actually brings to the table, what a father actually provides for that child. Like, if you think about it, we get our identity, like, literally from our fathers, because think about it. When they want to know, like, the bloodline, like where the child comes from, the blood is from who? It's from the father. When they want to know where you come from, what's your culture, stuff like that, your name, all of that comes from who? The father. Not only that, um, the father just provides like so many things for a child. Like, think about it. Like, a lot of things, like your belief systems, um, what you believe to be true in this world, things that you hold on to, things that are important to you, even things that you aspire to do, things that you want to, goals that you want to reach, things that you want to do in life. A lot of times those things stem from the father, because he is oftentimes the one that pours into the child or gives the child direction or lets them know, like, this is the path. Because a lot of times, like, the father is sometimes, not saying, I'm not diminishing mom's role at all. I'm mom, and I know I'm secure in, I know what role I play in the lives of my children. But a lot of the times, father is the one, like, he has a vision sometimes. Like, he has a vision for his children, what he wants their life to look like, the direction that he wants them to go in. So dads play a big, big role. Not only that, like, the father is the one that he's the model for the children sometimes. Like, think about it. If you have, let's say you have sons, how would your son know how he's supposed to be when he gets to be an adult? How would he know what a father is supposed to look like if he doesn't observe from his own father? How does he know what a husband is supposed to look like if he doesn't see his mom and dad interacting and, like, having that relationship? How will they know? How, like, you don't just know how to be a husband. You don't just know how to be a father. Like, those are things that they learn, and most of the time they learn it from watching. They learn it from watching their own dad, and even your daughters. Like, how do they know what a man is supposed to treat? How do they know how a man is supposed to treat them? Oftentimes they see it where they see how their father treats their mother. They see how their mom and dad interacts. They see how mom and dad handle conflict. A lot of times the daughter, um, she even gets sometimes, like, her sense of worth, and that might not be the perfect word for it, but she gets like children have a different type of security, like, when their father is present, especially little girls, because dad is the one that affirms them and lets them know, like, they are so loved and how beautiful they are and how special they are. Oftentimes that comes from father. And when that is lacking, it shows up and it manifests itself in so many different ways. Like, just being if you've ever taught, or if you ever, like, work with children, like, some things are, like, very, very evident. For instance, you can sometimes tell, like, The children that seem like that are more secure, they are oftentimes more confident. They are like not afraid to speak up. They are not afraid to like be involved in things. They are sometimes they are those are the ones who are even they are more they're more more apt to lead. They have a different type of confidence when father is present. And not only that, sometimes the behavior, like being in a classroom, sometimes you can tell the children who have their father because the behavior sometimes is it's just different. They have a different type of way about them. And sometimes the children even have a different level of self-control because sometimes children whose father's not around, they lack the ability to just be in control of their emotions. And I'm not, moms, don't be offended by anything I'm saying. But if you know, like females, we can be very, very emotional sometimes, depending on what the situation is, especially when it comes to our children. Like we can be extremely emotional. A lot of times the father is the one that's more calm. He might think about things more logically. He might be more apt to like be more patient and look at things in a different way and shed a different light on things. Like there are some times when I'm in mommy mode and I start thinking about things a certain way, or I start maybe getting upset about different things because my husband always says, "Oh, she don't like anybody to mess with her son." I'm a boy mom, and I have four sons, and I'm very protective of them, not in a bad way, but I just don't like to feel like anybody's taking advantage of them. So any little inkling of that, and yeah, I don't necessarily like it, but my husband is the one who sometimes I'm like, okay, before I say something or before I respond or before I act, of course I run it by him and I say, okay, babe, what do you think about this? Because his perspective is going to be different. More than likely, he's not going to get in the uproar. He's not going to get all in a tizzy like how mom is going to be. They're more calm. They're more level headed. They just think about things differently. They see the world differently. And your children need to see that. So if you happen to be in that mindset that I spoke about earlier in this video, which is saying, I don't need their dad, I can do it by myself, I don't need him, I'm asking you to please rethink that. Because even if you think you don't need him, guess who does need him? Your children. They need him. They need their father. They need what he brings to their life. They need that security. They need that confidence. They need his words of affirmation, his words of confirmation, his words of direction. Like even sometimes just the father's voice, the man's voice sometimes just creates a difference in the atmosphere, a difference in the home. Like I'm trying my best to describe it to you, but it really is something that I really, really, really didn't understand until I was married and I saw my children, like I saw how my husband was with my children. Yes, my father was in my life, but my parents divorced when I was still in elementary school, and my mom did remarry. When I was middle school, going elementary, going into middle school, my mom did remarry. So my stepdad was in my life, and I am very grateful. I am super, super grateful for him. But what I'm talking about is it's a difference when you can see it, like when you can actually see the interaction when the children are in the home with their father and they grow up. Like it's a different type of interaction. It's a different type of relationship that happens. It's a different type of bond that happens. So if you don't believe what I'm saying, just do a little research on your own. You don't have to take my word for it. Don't believe Tamaya. Do a little research on your own and see about the importance of the father in the home, the father being a part of children, their children's lives. It'll change your mind. So thanks for tuning in. If you know someone that needs to hear it, by all means, please share it. And welcome to this channel. And I'm so grateful that you tuned in. I'll see you next time.